Damon Fontenot here with Thunder beat reporter AC Slater at the Thunder practice facility, and got some big news today, AC. Starting lineup is finally out. Of course, the Thunder starts the season Wednesday night.
Finally out. I think Scott Brooks is kind of known for a while. The starting center was the job everyone was worried about. Who would it be? Would he go back to Kendrick Perkins? But I think Scott Brooks is known for a while. He called it open in preseason, and Kendrick Perkins didn't play a game in preseason. Meanwhile, Steven Adams was averaging double digits in points and rebounds almost as well. So Steven Adams has got the job. The future's kind of here in that position for the Thunder. The fans can rest easy tonight. So he'll be the starting center. Other than that, filling it out, Westbrook's obviously going to be the starting point guard. Andre Roberson, kind of by default, has won that starting two-guard job. I think he was going to win it anyways, but his entire competition is out with injury, so it doesn't really matter. Perry Jones at the 3, Ibaka at the 4, and then Adams at the 5.
So anything, with the dire injury situation, like you said, we're down to 9 players now. So does anything surprise you about the starting lineup, or was it was kind of like these guys were forced to play one way or the other?
Forced, by position really, because Telfair, who's on, look, this is their bench tomorrow, or for the first 2 games, which are at Portland and at LA, 2 tough games, national TV games. Their bench is going to be Nick Collison, who's always was going to come off the bench, Perkins, who didn't win the job, so he's going to be off the bench, and the Sebastian Telfair, who's a third-string point guard, end-of-the-bench type guy, they thought, who's now their only perimeter guy off the bench. And then Lance Thomas, who was a camp invitee, was not thought to have made the roster, now has to make the roster because you have 6 guys down with injury. So the starting lineup, the only question was center, and that was solved today. So now, this is what the starting lineup had to be.
Steven Adams, talk to us. He's obviously a jovial guy. He's a great soundbite. It's good for, not that Perk isn't, but what can we expect to see here? Obviously, he's made leaps and bounds forward from his first season when he was just kind of playing on his natural given talent. He didn't understand the game. Now in his second year, he understands the game better. What can we expect to see from Steven Adams offensively and defensively, and as far as foul trouble is concerned?
Well, I was going to say, the first thing he's got to do is stay on the court, especially with this depleted roster right now. Foul trouble has been a huge issue with him, and Game 1 and 2, you're going against Robin Lopez and LaMarcus Aldridge in Game 1, and then Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan in Game 2. So that's going to test him a lot early. But if he can stay on the court, as he's shown us in this preseason, he's making leaps offensively and really defensively too. So I think we can expect. I'm, calling a breakout season. Some of my compadres, Darnell Mayberry and them, they'll make fun of me for how high I am on Steven Adams, but I think he's got big time potential.
Okay, let's hear from Scott Brooks and Steven Adams what they said on Tuesday afternoon.
Obviously, with 9 guys, we're going to need everybody to play well. We're going to need everybody to participate and play good basketball. Nothing changes. Whether we have their entire team or we don't have our entire team, you still got to go out there and compete. You got to compete. All 5 guys got to compete for one another. We got to take care of the basketball. We got to get back in transition defense. We got to get into our pick and roll coverage. We got to blocks out the free throw line. We got to take care of the basketball. Those things happen if we have our entire roster. If we don't, the bottom line is that everybody has to compete.
Having the most minutes out there is important with 9 players. Staying out of foul trouble, how much will that be on your mind?
A lot, yeah, because we got limited players, and so I have to be much smarter about fouling. But I don't know, it's really hard to find that balance between being physical and trying not to foul, because yeah.
So how do you find that balance? Do you just find it out in the game? Do you get tips from the guys?
Not from the guys. I just go up to the refs, and then most of the refs are good. Actually, all of them are. They always warn me first, oh, cut that out, don't do that, don't bite him. So then I was like, okay, yeah, can't do that. And then
How hard was that decision, starting center?
I don't look at it how hard it is. It's both Steven and Perk are a big part of what we do. They're a big part of our team. Perk has been a huge part of our success. Before we had him, we were a very good athletic team, and he brought the component that's very critical to every team's success is toughness. And I never looked at Perks' stats as the barometer if he's played well or not. He's been a winner for a long time in this league, and his winning basically speaks for itself. And he has no problem. He does everything I've ever asked from the time that he has gotten here to help us win, and this is no change. We're going to need both of them to play well.
Okay, so AC, it's at Portland. It's at LA, the Clippers, not the Lakers. So it's a difficult
was the
start.
Lakers.
Yeah, difficult start. And then they return home for the home opener against Denver. What are the prospects, though, of the Thunder getting a win on the road to start this season?
I'm thinking 0-2. I mean, I think almost everyone's thinking 0-2. I think you could maybe steal the game in Portland. I think Portland might be slightly overrated after last season. But I think you would have wanted Reggie Jackson and Jeremy Lamb for those 2 games. Neither of them are traveling, so now it's going to be tough to win in Portland. And then you got to go on the back end of a back-to-back the next night, like you mentioned, against the Clippers. Riled up crowd. It's the team that the Thunder eliminated them last year. They got the new owner who is from Seattle and has made it aware that he wishes Seattle still had a team. So that seems like a real tough game too. I'm thinking 0-2 back Saturday for Denver, where I think they could probably get a home win regardless of how depleted the roster is.
Well, we shall find out. Of course, Darnell Mayberry on the road for those first 2 games, then back here 7 o'clock on Saturday night. Stay tuned to News OK and Every Day in the Oklahoman for the best Thunder coverage everywhere.